Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Profitability Power Hour. I am Wendy Y. Bailey, known as your Income Acceleration Mentor, and I'm your host for this time where we are talking about profitability. Over the past couple of weeks, since I started talking about the top 10 profitability strategies, I got to tell you, it's been really gaining momentum. And what I mean by that is sometimes information kind of comes at you. It kind of comes to me in a way that lets me know exactly what we're going to be talking about on the next show. So today I want to talk about profitability strategy. Let me tell you what I've talked about already. I've talked about repurposing, practicing the art of repurposing. That's the number one profitability strategy that I've shared. I've also talked about, last week, I talked about how to tap into your inner sales coach. If you are looking to watch the replays, you can go to youtube.com. My channel is Wendy Y. Bailey, and the playlist is the Profitability Power Hour. So you can catch all of the episodes you've missed since we launched in March. That was last month. So this is episode 5. And I told you that things kind of come to me, and I'm so grateful when they do, because, I've kind of been wanting to talk about profitability strategy number 4 on my list. Increase your fees. Increase your fees, invest in yourself. Before I say more about that, let me tell you, if you want to find out the top 10 profitability strategies, go to extremeprofitability.com. You can download them there for no cost. It's something you can access, so you can follow along with me. You can see what other strategies are coming up over the next 7 weeks after today. So again, the first strategy I talked about was the art of repurposing. I had a lot to say about repurposing because it is truly the hidden gem. It is the gift that keeps giving. Once you create content, when you find multiple ways to leverage that same content by repurposing it, wow, you've just got like a storehouse, a warehouse of content that you can always pull from to share in the marketplace with your most ideal clients. The second one I talked about, the second strategy I talked about was number 9, tapping into your inner sales coach. I spent some time talking about that one last week, and it's all about growing your sales confidence, because sales is really the bloodline for your business. So today's strategy is number 4 on my list, how to increase your fees and invest in yourself. What I have written in my notes about the top 10 profitability strategies is the key to increasing your fees is your belief in the value you offer in the marketplace. That's the key to really increasing your fees. And remember, I said at the top of the session, if you will, that things just kind of come to me sometimes. Recently, I'm a big movie buff. If you don't know that about me, you'll hear more about that as you tune in more to the Profitability Power Hour and you're around me. I'm a movie buff, and I'm always seeing signs and getting content ideas and getting inspired by movies that I see. Well, in February, I saw Black Panther a couple of times. And in March, I actually saw The Shape of Water. And then I saw A Wrinkle in Time. And A Wrinkle in Time is a movie that when I saw it, it was so inspirational to me. It touched my heart so deeply that I literally cried the last 30 minutes of the movie. And then there were songs and messages throughout the movie that were so powerful that I went to see it a second time. And because I missed some of the things that I thought were really intriguing and interesting as part of it, I went to see it a third time. So I actually took notes that will help with this particular topic, this particular strategy. Notes from A Wrinkle in Time to me are all about believing in yourself and believing in the value you bring to the marketplace. I saw a post just a minute ago on Facebook, and if you're joining me, welcome. Be sure to share the video, let people know that I'm here. I'm here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. But I saw this post on Facebook, and it was someone saying she had spent a lot of time working on her programs, but she just did not seem to be getting some traction, and she needed a hug. I won't disclose who it was, but I think that happens a lot. We pour so much of our energy into our programs, into our content, into developing and supporting our ideal clients, that when we don't see the traction we want, it can be a little bit disheartening. It can be a little bit discouraging. And I want you to know that in order to increase your fees, in order to stay the course in everything that you do, you've got to believe in yourself. So here are my tips from A Wrinkle in Time that are all about believing in yourself, believing in the value of what you put into the marketplace, staying the course, staying true to yourself, being bold and in the marketplace. So here's what I'm going to share. And then I'm actually going to play a video, an audio that I don't own the rights to the music, but it's a really empowering message that I want you to hear. First of all, I want you to hear, when you follow the right frequency and have faith in who you are, you can do anything. Yeah. When you follow the right frequency and you have faith in who you are, you can do anything. And let me follow that up by saying love is the frequency. I use the term serve and service a lot when I talk about how you support your ideal clients, how you really reach them with your content, and how you show up in your business and in the marketplace. To me, I'm talking about love. When you create content that loves on your most ideal clients, when you create a program that loves them and helps them to love themselves, it can really be a life changer, a game changer, not just for them, but for you as well. I've been in this business for more than 15 years, 16 years in just a couple of months. And what I've seen is every time I pour something into my content and I'm able to increase my fees associated with that, I can see my clients feel my excitement, and they can feel the passion and the love that I poured into it. The clients that are my most ideal totally get what I do, totally get how it serves them, totally get how it loves them to be a part of it. So that's one tip from A Wrinkle in Time. The next is, I love this one too. I have many, and I'm going to go through them. First of all, we can't take credit for our talents. It's what we do with them that counts. This is all about believing in yourself, and you have to believe in yourself at a very visceral, almost cerebral level, cellular level, to be able to increase your fees. Robin Sharma, who is a leadership mastery mentor of mine, he says, if you want to increase your fees, then invest in personal development. This is what I'm talking about. Recognizing your talents, knowing that your talents have value, then you can assign a value to it, a number value to it, and then you can actually articulate that value in a way that your clients know the increase in your fees and the associated value match, and they want to invest in you. The other ones are, I got a ton of them. Focus on your faults and love yourself despite your faults. In the movie, and I don't want to give any spoilers away, but in the movie, one of the things that the main character was told was, I'm going to give you the gift of your faults. And the character said, that's the bad stuff, right? That's the not good stuff about me. But what if you loved yourself despite your faults? Then it's easy for you to stand confidently in the value you bring to the marketplace. It's easy for you to increase your fees accordingly and assign that value and the increase in fees to your clients, and they're willing to pay it. So despite your faults, love yourself anyway, and your clients will love that you love yourself. Then there's another one, really, really powerful one. Darkness replaces hope and joy with jealousy. judgment, pain, despair, which leads to fear, rage, and violence. Now, given the climate that we live in these days, the political climate, the state of our country in the U.S. here, you understand the power in that message. I'm going to say it one more time. Darkness replaces hope and joy with jealousy, judgment, pain, despair, which leads to fear, rage, and violence. Yeah. So what's the counter agent to darkness? Light. Light. And when you focus on the light, the darkness dims. When you focus on the light, the darkness dims. So all of that stuff I just talked about, jealousy and judgment and pain and despair, which leads to fear and rage and violence, all of that comes up when you are thinking about raising your fees. Believe it or not, lack of confidence leads to a lot of these things, this despair, this hopelessness, this judgment, this jealousy, this comparison thing, this taking things personally. All of that comes when you're in the darkness. That's part of the darkness. And you counter darkness by focusing on the light. Focusing on the light. Focusing on the light. Focusing on the light. And here's the last one I want to give you. We can't take credit for our talents. It's what we do with them that counts. In one of my programs, I talk about understanding your bold assignment. I talk about it a lot, not just in one or two programs, but your bold assignment is that mission you have to serve the world. And when you stand in your bold assignment, when you are really in that place where you're on a mission to serve, to love your most ideal clients, what happens is that means you're able to serve them fully. It means that you understand that mission, that responsibility. And because you understand that mission and that responsibility, then what happens is you're able to serve them more fully. You're able to love them more fully. You don't give up. The fear comes, but you work your way through it. That's the last one I want to give you, all about this idea of increasing your fees, and that being a profitability strategy. The last one, again, from A Wrinkle in Time, says, it's okay to fear the answers that come up, but you can't avoid them. What you have to do is move through the fears. Move through the fears, even when they impact your answers, even when they get in the way of what you're trying to do. Still, moving through the fears will make a difference for you on the other side. Now, all of this sounds like it's kind of woo-woo stuff, but I got to tell you, it is so important for you to increase your fees, but you've got to know the value of your services, and you've got to believe at the deepest level in order to increase your fees. And when you know that, you can actually leverage increasing your fees as a true profitability strategy, one that helps grow your bottom line profits, one that accelerates your income, one that allows you to serve and love your ideal clients even more. I've gone through a lot in a short period of time. I just want to see if there's anyone here and if I can answer any questions. I see you guys are here. I see some people here. Hello, Louise. I see you here. Let's see who else is here. I see Louise popped in a couple of times. I don't know if she's still here, but thank you for joining in, Louise, and let me know you're here. The whole thing that I want you to understand about increasing your fees is when you know your product, your program, your service has value, when you know you're offering something that really has meaning, that has significance, that matters to the world, and you understand the responsibility your program, your service, your product, your service, you have to provide. Hey, Miss Tammy. Hello, Louise. When you understand that, increasing your fees is easy. I gotta tell you, the very first time that I increased my fees to something that I thought, oh my gosh, my clients will never pay this, but I gotta do it because I believe in what I'm doing and I want to be able to serve my clients in a big way. The very first time I did it, I was afraid. I was scared. I was almost petrified to actually say that out loud, to give the fee to my clients out loud. And it was for my individual coaching. And I will tell you, it was the first time that I raised my fees and I charged $1,000 a month. I charged $1,000 a month. It was for one-on-one coaching, and they had to pay me either $1,000 a month or they could get 6 months worth of coaching for $5,000. And most of my clients at the time ended up paying the $1,000 a month. Okay, so did you hear me? They didn't say no. My clients paid me $1,000 a month for individual coaching. And after I said it, I breathed my way through it and I waited on the response. And I ended up having like 4 clients right back to back to back that paid that $1,000 a month. That was guaranteed during the term of, 6 months where they were working with me. They went on to work with me in other areas. Some completed our coaching and they moved on to other things. But I got to tell you, it took everything within me to muster the courage to actually say $1,000 a month for coaching. And so let me tell you a couple of things about being able to say it, express it. After you get through that mindset piece and you understand the confidence that you have to have and you understand the responsibility that you have to love your clients in a particular way, after you get to that piece of it, what you've also got to understand is saying it means that your responsibility just increased. The mission you have to serve your clients has increased because they're looking for more because they're paying more. And that's okay because it says that you've just turned up the notch. You've up-leveled your mission and your responsibility. It means that you're bound and determined to give them a level of accountability, support, and service that will help them truly achieve their goals and dreams. So it's okay that, you've got to turn it up because that's what your clients are paying you for. It made me step into a whole different level of coaching that I had not lived in before like that. And this has been, 12 years ago that I did it the first time. Again, that $1,000 a month, it has been about 12 years ago. And I love doing it because I grew as a result. My coaching grew as a result. I deepened my experiences. I made sure that my clients were accountable to meeting the goals that they said they wanted to accomplish, and they met them. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. You've heard me say, if you've been watching me, you've heard me say, I'm a beast at helping my clients double and triple and quadruple and even sometimes quintuple their income from coaching. 5 years ago, I launched my first income acceleration program. And I did it as a pilot and I did it as an individual coaching program, one-on-one as a pilot. I wanted to test out the content. I wanted to see what worked and what I needed to tweak and what I needed to evolve. And I piloted it with 3 clients, individual clients. I charged $1,000 for 10 weeks. That was one-on-one. Again, I was piloting it. They knew I was testing it. Client number 1. Within a week of our coaching, one-on-one coaching, it was me looking at what she was doing in the marketplace, what she was saying, how she was pricing. She increased her fees. We did some mindset tweaks. We increased her fees. And within that first week, she got 2 coaching contracts valued at $3,000 each. So for that 1 week of coaching, she bumped her income up to $6,000 in 1 month. And she had been a coach for 7 years and had never experienced that. And again, it was mindset tweaks and then increasing her fees. The mindset came first and then the tweaks came later. Yeah, there's totally value in doing massages. If that's the service you offer, Louise, absolutely, there's value in that. And you need to know that. You said, but. So I'm going to come back to you. You said, but I want to address your but. So that was the first client. And she went on to say, wow, I've been coaching for more than 7 years and I've never had this kind of month in terms of income. So that let me know, first of all, that I was on the right track with the program and the content. Second of all, it let me know what was really involved in increasing fees, mindset, some tweaks in mindset, and then pricing, increasing your fees based on your expertise. Sometimes it's not about the number of clients you have. It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality. When you increase your fees, you're also sort of hanging a sign out that says, I want only the best, the cream of the crop, the prime, the premium clients who are willing to invest in themselves and pay top dollar to work with a world-class service provider. One of my hashtags, and I use it in all of my challenges, I tell you to begin to use the phrase world-class blank, whatever you are. I'm a world-class sales coach. I'm a world-class business coach. I'm a world-class mentor coach. So whatever you are, begin to see yourself in that world-class light. And then you can follow suit with all of the additional mindset work that takes you to a point where you can charge world-class fees for your world-class services. Okay. The second thing, I'm waiting on you, Louise, to tell me the but. I'm waiting on you to tell me the but. I'm waiting to see what the but is, because you said, I know massages have value, but I'm waiting on the rest of your statement. So that's the first thing I want you to know is you've got to go through the process of feeding your spirit and your soul and your mind with positivity, with mindset stuff, with belief and value in who you are and who you serve. I'm a Christian, so I like to look at it this way. You've got to know who you are. You got to know whose you are. And then you've got to know why you're in the business that you're in. Business is often not viewed as a calling, but there's a part of my business that I'm clear is ministry. I feel like I'm doing exactly what I was called to do. I feel like it is very much part of my purpose and why I was brought to this earth to serve in the way that I do. You've got to know that without a shadow of a doubt. And then increasing your fees becomes secondary. Totally becomes secondary. I'm still waiting on the but, Louise, the rest of the but. Still waiting to see what the rest of it is. Oh, I see it. I'm sorry. You said it. I know there's value in doing massages, but I'm on Groupon and my clients are paying $35. I joined to get my name out, but $35 for an hour massage makes me feel some type of way. I bet it does. Let me tell you, I want to address your comment, and then I'm going to tell you the second client story. When you are using something like Groupon to get your name out, and I think it's a beautiful vehicle for you to do that. I have had clients who are in similar types of businesses that have used Groupon. Groupon is great to get your name out there. What you have to get in the practice of saying is, this is the Groupon rate, and this is for the first visit only, or this is for the first massage only, or there's a limited time for this, or you've got to let them know that there's a limit to this. They can't keep using Groupon. I don't know the details about how Groupon works in terms of you being able to communicate that, but you've got to draw the line, okay? $35 for a 1 hour massage is way too low. I had a guy, and this has been years ago, used to come into my home and do massages for me. He brought his table, he brought his oils and all that kind of stuff. And I would pay him $100 for that 1 hour massage. It was great. It was awesome. And I paid him because of the value I received. I didn't have to go anywhere after the massage. I could sit on my sofa or, go take a nap and drink water, whatever I needed to do. I didn't have to travel for that. You've got to be able to put the stop to whatever that Groupon offer is. So your language is what has to change, not them. Like I hear in your comment that you're feeling like they're doing something to you, or they're taking advantage of you. Remember, it's your business and you're the one who sets the boundaries around what that is. That includes increasing your fees. That includes articulating the limitations. That includes letting them know when that Groupon offer is valid. That includes how long they can use Groupon. Whatever that looks like, you've got to be the one being clear about that, Louise. Okay. I hope that's been helpful for you. Now, so let me tell you about the second client. I told you I piloted with 3. The second client, I was really holding her responsible and accountable, and she just struggled. And what I saw her struggling with was mindset stuff. It was excuses. It was, this didn't happen today. I didn't get this done because, I had to do that. And it became real clear. And I called her on it that procrastination and excuses and complaining were really permeating her goals. Like they were superseding the goals that she had. And she wasn't able to achieve them because she was married to those complaints and those excuses and that procrastination and those other priorities. And they were all preventing her from achieving her goals. And we worked together for the 10 weeks. And then I worked with her a little bit after that, and she just was not able to get it together. Okay. And I'm going to say it that clearly because sometimes no matter how much I show up rooting for my clients, okay, I'm going to come back to you in just a second. No matter how I show up rooting for my clients, if my client isn't rooting for themselves, then there's only so much I can do. And I will tell you that eventually she ended up going out of business and she ended up going and getting a job somewhere. So that was the second client. The third client was another client that was about to be bound by the procrastination and the excuses and the complaining and the self-doubt. And, we worked together for about 6 weeks and we did some mindset work, and her content was amazing. Like she was amazing and still is. And she did extremely well with her content. It was the mindset stuff. It was all mindset. And when we sat down and we mapped out her plan in terms of her fees and how she was going to structure stuff, she was charging way too little. She was undervaluing what she was doing in the marketplace. We adjusted some of that. And even though she invested $1,000 in working with me, she walked away making $4,500 because of those adjustments and those tweaks. She's still going gangbusters today. She's, slipped a couple of times. I've seen her in the marketplace do it, but she knows how to come back to what she's good at because she's no longer undervaluing herself in the marketplace. You've got to believe in the value that you bring to the marketplace in order to provide the service at that level that constitutes an increase in your fees. And let me say this thing before I come back to you, Louise. When you're providing an increase, when you're offering an increase in your fees, your service may already be at that level. So sometimes you've been undervaluing your services and you've been charging too low. So when you increase your fees, finally, your services and your fees match. What most people do is they think if I increase my fees, I've got to add a whole lot more bells and whistles. And that is the farthest thing from the truth. Don't feel like you've got to add more value. What you're doing is recognizing the value that already is there and charging at that level. Okay. So Groupon is getting half of the $35. What that means to me is you've got to charge more through Groupon. I don't know what their parameters are, what their limitations are, what their policies are. But if they're paying $35, if they're paying $35 and you're only getting half of that for an hour, that's like $17 an hour. Come on, Louise. Massages are worth so much more than that. Think of what you're doing in terms of supporting your clients, their well-being, their health, Massages are really about wellness and self-care, and all of that is part of your mission and your responsibility. Groupon or not, $35 is nowhere close to where you should be in terms of charging for that. Getting your name out means that you're giving value for the service that you're providing. That means $35 and you're getting half is just nowhere near where you need to be. And I'm sort of a girlfriend coach, so let me just be real direct with you. Don't ever charge $35 through Groupon for a massage, a 1-hour massage. Like stop it now. Like, you have my permission to not ever do that again. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're going to use a service like Groupon, think about what your hourly fee would be for the massage. Exactly. Yeah. Think about what your hourly rate would be for the massage and the experience of the massage and the self-care and the wellness and all the medicinal and health purposes that the massage has, and set the fee. Knowing that Groupon is going to take half of it, then you need to elevate the price to take that into account. Because remember, as soon as you start charging, and I told you, I gave you a number of 100. That was for somebody who came to my home, who brought his table. It needs to be more than 60 to 75 an hour too. Let me just say that. Yes. $100 an hour. This was, I know it was 8 or 10 years ago, for somebody who brought their table to my home, set it up, and, all I had to do was get on the table and he would give me a massage and fold up his table and leave. $100 for that. That was for an hour. Occasionally, he would give me a 90-minute massage. And when I knew he was going to do that, I gave him extra because I valued what he was doing. So when you talk about Groupon getting half, you need to be charging more than $60 to $75 if they're going to get half, because you're still going to feel some kind of way with half of that. Okay. You're still going to feel undervalued. And that's not what you want. I want to encourage you, Louise, and anyone else who is listening who knows that you're not getting what you feel like you're worth for the services you provide to your clients. I want to encourage you to feed your mind and to give fuel to your spirit and to begin to look at yourself and value who you are. Yeah, value who you are. Louise is like, yes, you're right. Value who you are. Elevate your belief in yourself and the value you bring to the marketplace, and let your value be reflected in your fees. Let your value be reflected in your fees. Yeah. It starts here. It starts with your personal beliefs about your value, about who you are, about how you serve in the marketplace, about what you're bringing to your clients. It starts there. Do the work there, and you'll find a huge difference in your ability to increase your fees. Now, something that I believe helps with all of this is being able to sell. That means you've got to be able to articulate the value in a way that your ideal clients get it. They see you, they get it, they know what kind of value you're going to give. You can help them in a big way. And I'm offering, it's still going on, Supersize Your Selling is a free 7-day sales challenge that I started a couple of weeks ago. And you have until this Sunday to start the challenge over 7 days. And every day you get an email that gives you an assignment that's all about sort of getting you in the right framework for selling. At the end of the challenge, you get to set a sales goal. You get to overcome some fear of rejection and what that means as part of the challenge. And then I'm also going to invite you to a no-cost masterclass. It's about building on what you learn in the 7-day challenge and really giving you additional content to support you on your selling journey. It's all about helping you to grow confident selling with grace and ease, articulating the value, understanding what selling really involves, and you don't have to be afraid to say the things that ask for the business and invite clients to work with you. So I encourage you to go to supersizeyourselling.com to sign up for the 7-day challenge. It's no cost. And then you'll be directed once you get to the end of the 7-day challenge to join my no cost masterclass. It's a sales masterclass called Next Level Selling Secrets. I'm going to give you more to keep the momentum going. And, this is just one of the profitability strategies that I share. I'm Wendy Y. Bailey. I thank you guys, Louise and Tammy, for hanging in here with me and being part of this experience with me. I enjoyed sharing it. Be sure to share the video. If you miss it, be sure to check me out on YouTube. I'm at Wendy Y. Bailey. Wendy Y. Bailey is my YouTube channel. And the Profitability Power Hour is here thank you for the likes and the love, Miss Louise. I'm here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm going through the top profitability strategies. I've already talked about repurposing. I've already talked about tapping into your inner sales coach. And today has been all about increasing your fees. I hope I've shared something that has been delightful and delicious to you. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.